whoever came up with the phrase GTI of crossovers when pertaining to the SEL R-Line Turbo should probably have their press credentials revoked for at least 6 months, because it wasn't Volkswagen that made these claims. When you write headlines like that, you set a narrative. You create a false perception of what this particular vehicle is all about, and maybe, just maybe, sets the expectations really high when hopping into this crossover. Because when you think GTI of crossovers, you're probably going to have this idea it's going to be fun, it's going to be athletic, agile, sports-tuned suspension. And I don't even know, after 6 months of driving this thing around, if it reaches any of those, if it checks off any of those boxes. Because yes, it is going to be a bit more fun than the other trims, 268 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. But without a sports-tuned suspension, it is not a GTI. I think the only vehicle that would come close in the Volkswagen Audi family for a vehicle of this size would be the SQ5 at like $70,000, I think $65,000. Well above 45 grand for this model. Now, if you guys have watched a number of my videos for this crossover, you know that I am not a huge fan of this suspension. Mostly because when you are in the city, when you're going over bumps and imperfections, it can be rather stiff, it can be rather rigid, and it is not the most comfortable crossover out there to drive. On back roads, on the highway, it is phenomenal. And because of this, I think Volkswagen needs to adjust the dampers for the Tiguan SEL R-Line Turbo. This isn't an SQ5, this isn't a GTI on stilts, because all your connectivity is coming from the steering input. So when you are in a corner, you feel connected because of the steering, not because of the suspension. I think that if you soften the dampers with the Tiguan for this trim, you make it a bit softer, more comfortable, rides quieter, now you're looking at a true luxury crossover in terms of its performance, in terms of its on-road driving characteristics.